All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us for the podcast. I'm here with Pharmacist Michael. Has all the information on the latest nutraceuticals, vitamins, minerals, all that, what we can actually do to improve our health and cut through all the bunk. If you wouldn't mind, Michael, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll hop right in.
So my name is Pharmacist Michael. I have been a pharmacist for almost 38 years.
Wow.
I specialize in psychiatry. That's my board certification. And I have been really interested in supplements only for the last probably 10 years because I didn't really talk about them much in pharmacy school. I ended up with arthritis in my back, which wasn't responding to anything. And I just happened to try turmeric, which was the only thing that actually helped me. And
Wow.
ever since then, I have really started studying these supplements, trying to, separate the wheat from the chaff and all that. And I take them every day. I mean, I take different things for different reasons, but I have really found that they have helped me not just in pain and inflammation, but just in overall mental functioning.
Yeah.
I do want to say that it's also super important. Supplements are just one part of the puzzle. You got to make sure you're exercising, eating good, healthy foods. That's very important. Just the basics, drinking water, getting enough sleep, taking care of your
Yeah.
spirituality. All of those types of things really do matter.
Yeah.
And if you skip one of those things, a supplement might not save you,
A supplement's
but
not going to fix it. Yeah, I
it
agree.
won't. But a supplement can actually add benefits if you know which ones to take, you get them from a reputable company, and you don't believe everything you hear on TikTok. I mean, that's
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's right in the name, right? Supplement. It's supposed to
yeah,
supplement your food, your exercise, and I found that's where it works best, right? Like I take psyllium husk, and that seems to help me a lot, right?
yeah,
But all that is basically putting fiber back in where companies have taken it all out, right? So
that's right.
it's a kind of just like um, putting your diet back to where we either evolved to be or were created to be, depending on your belief system. But yeah, it's filling in the gaps where either your health or your genetics aren't able to do it on their own, or modern society has fouled up the food system, and so you have to fix
Yep,
it. So,
yep.
well, psychiatry, that's awesome. So that leads me perfectly into my first question. What do you think about nootropics? What do you think that actually means? What a nootropic is?
Well, I mean, I was first actually introduced to nootropics from one of my pharmacy residents, probably 10 or so years ago. I was looking for something to do videos on, and he said, "Hey, this is a hot topic right now. You should do it. You should find some videos and or subject matter and do it." It basically, back then, it meant anything to improve your mental functioning,
Yeah,
focus, learning, things like that. But now it's a whole different thing. Now it encompasses everything from B vitamins all the way up to Adderall for ADHD because it's a stimulant, and it might be able to help you in some ways. Now, the problem is that we have so many people making claims that are just not factually based, right? So and I can tell you one way you can tell is if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If somebody tells you that you take this supplement and you're going to be 10 times smarter than you ever were before, and you won't have to sleep as long, and you know your IQ is going to be great or whatever, it's probably not the case. I mean, some of these, I've seen some people saying certain supplements could cure dementia. which is ridiculous.
A
We don't
bit
even
of a
have
bridge too
drugs that
far.
can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think now it really is an umbrella topic that just means something that can help you think clear, focus better,
Yeah.
maybe have more
Yeah.
energy.
Maybe make the blood flow a little better.
Yep,
Maybe prevent some oxidative damage, things like that.
exactly. Yep.
But it's not going to be a silver bullet, unfortunately. I know we're all looking for a simple, easy fix.
There is
And
none.
no. Sometimes I was speaking with a geneticist, and they were doing pharmacogenomics, right, where they
Yep.
test your genetics to see if um, something like the drug won't work or will work or whatever. And
Yep.
he didn't say which one it was. I should have investigated further, but it was some supplement straight out of Costco, and their body just couldn't process it. It might have been one of the B vitamins, the MTHFR
Mm-hmm.
mutation one, but no, it fixed them. So
Wow.
it can happen, but it
Yeah.
was some pretty serious thing. It's just their body wasn't either producing it or something like that. So that can work in very rare cases, but for the most part, yeah, it's for the average person. You take something, it's not gonna do anything amazing,
Well,
but it can help some things.
I can tell you another thing a lot of people don't realize is if you're depressed, vitamin D, if the levels are too low, can really make your mood suffer.
Really foul you up, huh?
It can. And, I worked on psych units for years, and that's one of the first things we always checked in people was their vitamin D level, because if it's 5, it needs to be 30 or higher. If it's 5, then you're going to be probably not feeling all that great, and it's very easy to fix it. So you're right. There are certain cases where something as simple as a vitamin D
Yeah.
test can change your life. The problem is most doctors won't run it unless you ask them. And the insurance companies don't like to pay for it, which is, in my mind, crazy.
Yeah,
But
something so cheap and simple that
yep,
you can just take. You don't have to get some injectable or something. It's literally the easiest thing in the world.
yep,
Insurance companies don't want to pay for it, huh?
nope.
That's
Depends on your
that
insurance, I guess, but
depends on your
mine
insurance.
doesn't want to. I'm willing to. I'm willing to pony up the money for it though, because I know how important it is. So
Yeah. No, and it's not super expensive, right? Did you take that
no,
mega dose at once a week or something like that? Is
no,
that
I just took a regular vitamin D.
just straight off the shelf, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I make sure it's a quality one. I don't just grab the cheapest thing at Walmart for sure, but
You make sure it's USP certified and all that. It's not some.
make sure it's produced in a good manufacturing practices lab. And
Yeah. No, at where I did my PhD at the University of Texas, they had a geroscience department, and one of the best in the world, if I may say so myself.
oh
But
wow,
anyway, no, yeah, we got more funding than almost anybody. But anyway, no, they would do studies on seniors. And they would do their blood work, and the resident physician there would basically said 90% of seniors have vitamin D deficiency,
I believe
and
that's true.
so it's very, very common. And yeah,
And that's
I
in
didn't.
Texas.
That's in
Think
Texas.
about
Yeah,
think
where it's sunny all day, every day. Well, sometimes it's too sunny, so I think that might be
yeah. Think
too
about
much of a good
Oregon.
thing.
I'm in
Yeah, where
Oregon.
it's
There's
probably a
no sun during the winter,
severe
hardly
problem.
ever. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, get your vitamin D levels checked, everyone, especially
Yes.
if you're a homebody or you're a little bit too afraid of the sun.
Or you don't feel all that great if your mood's suffering. That's the first thing I tell people to check.
That's great advice. That's something that yeah, I'm indoors quite a bit. I try and do like a 30-minute run every day, but out in the sun on my lunch break. But other than that, I'm pretty much indoors
Yep.
sciencing things. So besides vitamin D, what are some nootropics you might recommend? Like the individual ingredients mostly is what I'm interested in.
Well, the big one's caffeine, right? I mean, that's
Caffeine.
the one that's been around forever.
Yeah, everybody
Caffeine.
knows it.
Yeah. I mean, it's what everybody uses to stay awake be more focused. I will tell you a trick though. You got to be careful with caffeine because it can make you jittery. It can cause anxiety. If you're somebody who's prone to panic attack, it's not great, right?
Yeah.
Um, if you mix it with L-theanine, you can get rid of a lot of that jitteriness in problem areas, you know.
Smooth it out a bit.
And I'll tell you another trick. And I tell my followers this, especially the ones that are trying to lose weight. One of the best things that you can drink during the day is green tea, because
Really?
green tea not only has caffeine in it, but it also has L-theanine in it, and it's full of antioxidants. So you're getting three different things that really can help you. Now, coffee's got antioxidants in it too, but that L-theanine does make a difference, and it can help you just be more awake, be more alert, and you get that antioxidant boost, which you talked about oxidative stress earlier. That's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
So, that's one. Another one people don't think about a lot is creatine. When you think
Creatine.
of creatine, you think about weightlifters, but your brain uses a lot of energy, and creatine is very important. It can really help with that.
Yeah.
Omega-3 fatty acids, especially DHA. Your brain's mostly made of fatty acids, right?
Yeah. It's all fat.
So, yep. Um, as far as like herbs, I would say rhodiola rosea is something that can help. Bacopa, citicoline, because acetylcholine is an important neurotransmitter. CoQ10 is important, especially if you're on a statin. If you're older and you're taking a statin, CoQ10 is, I think,
Oh, I didn't
very
know that.
important. Yep. And, it supports mitochondrial function. There's hundreds. The question is, do they all have evidence, and how good is the evidence? And that's where we run into problems, because drug companies are not going to pay millions and millions of dollars to run studies on supplements they can't make any money on.
Yeah. No
So we
incentive.
just don't have super good evidence. We do have some, but not super good. And when you look at some of the studies, especially when you look at things like my favorite one, and I don't want to pick on them too much, but Prevagen, just
Yeah.
it kills me, because they have studies that they ran themselves, but is the jellyfish molecule really going to make you think clearer? I just don't know if I can buy
No.
that.
Yeah. And as far as I can tell, it doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier.
Yeah, that's a
And
problem.
and it's a peptide that just gets chewed up in your stomach acid. So
Exactly.
I don't know. Unless I'm missing something, it just seems like it's not going to do anything.
And
But
then,
maybe we'll have a Prevagen person on here and they can prove me
yeah,
wrong. But I don't
maybe,
get it. I don't understand it.
maybe. And
Yeah.
then you can even go magnesium. Okay. Magnesium is another one of my favorite things, because a lot of people don't realize this, but it's a cofactor in over 300 biochemical reactions
Yeah.
within your body. And if you are deficient in magnesium, you're probably going to be doing your body a disservice. And a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Magnesium glycinate or threonate can help you sleep. I mean, you don't always need drugs to help you sleep. So you could even say things to help you sleep, like melatonin, could even be a nootropic in cases, right? Because people that don't sleep, ask anybody with sleep apnea, have brain fog, right?
How well they think. Yeah.
So that's why it's so encompassing, because even some foods, I mean, antioxidant rich foods, blueberries, fatty fish, leafy greens, things like that. If you're eating McDonald's every day and you're drinking a whole bunch of alcohol every night,
You definitely should be supplementing.
you should be changing your
Yeah,
habits.
changing the habit first, and then and then supplementing. Not just eat a bunch of greasy burgers and then a multivitamin and think you're gonna be okay.
Yep.
So, okay. So As far as stimulants are concerned, as a pharmacist, do you recommend people take them? I guess it depends on the person, but do you think are you more in the holistic camp? Do you think that there's some supplements that can eventually do as good a job if you stick with them, or what are your opinion on stimulants and supplements?
Okay, so it depends on the person with the stimulants. I mean, if you're somebody with ADHD and you have it bad and you can't concentrate, then stimulants are probably they are the thing that has the best evidence to help you. A little bit of coffee or tea is not going to hurt you, right? I think that's good. I do think that people overestimate how smart stimulants make them. I mean, yes, you're more awake and you can think clear, but is it really changing? I mean, it's a now thing, right? It goes away quickly. And specifically with caffeine, you get tolerant to it.
Yeah,
And then if you stop drinking it, you can end up with headaches. I mean, there are issues. I talked about anxiety before, restlessness, not being able to sleep. I think the supplements, things that actually change how the brain operates and how what's happening around it, is probably going to help you more in the long run than just a stimulant will, if
yeah,
you don't have those other factors. So increasing blood flow, um, decreasing oxidative stress, making sure you get enough sleep, exercise. I mean, blood flow, what's good for the heart's good for your brain, right? You
yeah.
need blood flow to your brain. Simple stuff like when you first wake up in the morning, drinking a couple of glasses of water. Some people don't even do that. We wake up dehydrated every day. So there's there's supplements that can definitely help you. And I would say stimulants are probably overrated and you could get yourself in trouble. And if you're somebody that drinks energy drinks, I am going to say, in my opinion, you should never touch them again. I used to
Wow.
drink them. I love the way they taste, right? I do.
Yeah,
But they can be dangerous.
yeah.
They're full of not just caffeine, but other stimulants. And sometimes you don't even get the amounts you're taking.
Oh wow, like there's more than they say. Is that what you're
Guarana
Oh
extract,
yeah.
some of those types of things. I mean, they're not, and that doesn't even include all the dyes that they put in there. It's just not a healthy option.
Yeah, go so you're more in the camp of try and fix it naturally first and then
Absolutely. And
as a
and
last
I
resort.
well, I take supplements. I take supplements every single day. I'm a strong believer in them, but I don't look at it as an energy drink as a supplement. I don't even look as coffee as a supplement, right? I mean, I drink coffee. I drink black coffee. I don't put anything in it. I try to limit it just because I don't want the anxious feeling. Um, but I know people that can't tolerate it at all. People with severe migraine headaches. You don't
Yeah.
want caffeine in your body.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a brother like that. He's super sensitive to most things, but caffeine especially, that'll really foul him up.
Yep.
And then my last question, as far as brain fog is concerned, could you list about well, let's go with three, at least three things some people can do that can help with brain fog. Because I know that's a super common problem, especially after COVID. A lot of people have residual brain fog ever since then, and maybe that's more of a clinical problem. So I don't know if they can fix that necessarily, but yeah, brain fog in general. What would you? What are three main things people can do to actually help with that?
Make sure you're getting enough sleep is number one. Sleep is probably the most important thing. I know there's going to be people that are going to say, well, I'm a chronic insomniac. I've tried everything, nothing works. But if you can't sleep, make sure you're practicing good sleep hygiene. Do not lay in bed and scroll on your phone for 2 hours before you try to go to sleep.
You're just
Make,
asking for it.
yeah, don't drink a whole bunch of liquids before you go to sleep. Don't Don't eat a whole bunch of food before you go to sleep. Try to sleep close to the same time every night and wake up the same time every morning. Don't do a ton of exercise right before you go to sleep. But that leads me to the second thing. I think exercise is probably the second most important thing. You should try to do it earlier in the day so it doesn't affect your sleep, but that blood flow is super important.
Yeah.
Um, the third thing, there are some supplements that can definitely help you, but even before I got there, I would check the medications you're taking. There's people that are taking a whole bunch of gabapentin a day, and then they wonder why they have brain fog. And they might need it, but there could be other options. So I
Interesting.
think it really depends on the person. And quite frankly, some doctors, they don't tell the patients what the side effects even are. Somebody's got a little bit of neuropathy, they give them gabapentin, they start at a reasonable dose, and then before you know it, they're up towards the max, and brain fog is a huge side effect. And that's not the only drug, but that's a big one. So,
Interesting.
and then what you eat, like I said before, makes a huge difference. Making your own food with whole ingredients.
Yeah.
You would be surprised. I can tell you a few years ago, I did the Whole30, and the only reason I did it was because I wanted to do a video on it. So my whole family did it, and it was super hard because, it's very restrictive. But that really made me realize how much different you can feel. Now, it's almost impossible to stick with it unless it just is because
Unless you don't have a real job or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it changes the way you feel, and
Yeah.
it changes your body if you eat whole foods, lots of antioxidants. And we could do this a different time, but the gut brain barrier is another, they're not barrier, but the gut brain axis is another thing that a lot of people don't know about. But those bacteria in your gut create the neurotransmitters in your brain.
Yeah.
So
It's crazy, right?
I
Yeah.
mean, if
You
you're
really can feel it in your gut sometimes, right?
you can. If you're eating crappy food, not exercising, and drinking alcohol and taking illegal substance, all those types of things can really backfire on you.
And it probably adds up over time too, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
every now and again, maybe, but like, yeah, if you're constantly eating poorly, it's unfortunate that the concept behind fast food seems like a good one, right? It's like, oh, I'm in a hurry, I'll just grab this food, but it seems. I don't know the reason behind it. Why the McDonald's bun is ultra processed garbage, and then way
It's
too much
just
salt. I guess it's
yeah.
to save on money. I assume, like most things, you can trace things back to money. But it would be great if some of these fast food places were, actually healthy and stuff like that. I think people would pay a little more, probably, but it's just how we are as a people. We want something cheap, and it's like, oh, I can get a burger at $2 or get a burger for $2 at Walmart or at McDonald's, but like, yeah. Um,
I don't even
it's
think
just
you
so
can get them for
bad for you.
$2 anymore.
Maybe they're $3.
Prices are way up.
Even maybe with a coupon or something. But
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like it's a great idea because cooking a burger isn't that hard. But if you've got it all set up and everything, and it seems like they should just take advantage of making actually healthy stuff, but they don't, and then everybody eats it, and it's so bad for you. And cooking is hard and all of that, especially if you're busy. And so it's just unfortunate that fast food places do that to us.
I can tell you though that the time you spend cooking healthy food will pay dividends 1,000 times over. People go, they leave work, they go to the McDonald's drive-through, they get a bunch of junk food, they go home, they eat it, they watch TV, they go to bed. They don't exercise, they don't. And I'm not, I get it. We're stressed out. Everybody is. The problem is then they complain because they don't feel good, and they're
Yeah.
sick all the time, and they have brain fog, and it's because all of those preservatives you're putting in your body cause oxidative stress, and
Yeah.
it's literally slowly killing you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's too bad. Like I just wish wish we just straight up outlaw that stuff. Maybe we can subsidize McDonald's for a while so they can they can give us healthy food rather than the garbage or
It's
any of
not
these
just
other fast food
McDonald's, it's
places.
also the grocery stores. You know, you Totino's pizza, it's all this stuff that's processed in the freezer section is another
Frozen
problem.
McDonald's.
It's all full. If you read the ingredients, it's what I tell people to do. If you read the ingredients on the food you're eating and you don't know what it is, you probably shouldn't be eating it.
You probably shouldn't be eating it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's kind of helped us feed the world, I guess, with this processed stuff. But at the same time, we're paying for it in other
Yep,
ways.
that's right.
It's yeah, I gotta. And I always wondered if like how many calories you burn actually cooking food, doing dishes, all that stuff.
Yeah,
That would be an interesting study to do because I think that might be another reason why fast food is so bad because you didn't have to earn it. Back in the day, you'd have to hunt and stab
that's
or,
right.
or farm, dig it out of the earth, and it was a whole process. And so, our bodies evolved to take that into account. But now it's literally just like pull up to a window and start stuffing your face. You don't
Right.
burn any calories. You didn't have to earn it, and so I think you pay for it in
Yeah.
other ways. But
And that doesn't even touch things like donuts and cakes and pies and all that stuff. I mean, yeah, that's a
literal
whole
poison,
nother. Yeah, I mean, you once in a while, nothing's going to hurt you, right? But
right?
if you're doing these things every single day,
Yeah,
the
it's like
Starbucks coffee kills me. These people show up every day at work with this whipped cream filled 600 calorie
like
caffeine
more than a
bomb.
meal.
Yeah, and it's like every day that's my one thing during the day, but that's not good for you. It's
No,
also full of chemicals.
yeah,
Once in a while it's not going to hurt you, but if you're doing that every day and it turns into a habit, drink some green tea. It's not as sexy, it doesn't taste as good maybe, but you'll get used to it. You'll get
so
used to it.
no, the coffee of the Orient. And it's interesting how, just like exercise and eating right, that stuff compounds over time. Bad stuff compounds over time too,
Yep.
right? Like it's
Yep.
just eventually
Yep. Everybody
it'll,
gains a bunch of weight. Then they want the GLP-1. They want to just take a shot. It's crazy to me. It's like, okay, do you know the side effects? What if you get gastroparesis? What if you get
yeah,
thyroid cancer? What if you get pancreatitis? All these things can happen from these drugs. Doctors don't usually tell you that. Most pharmacists won't tell you that. And then you're going to pay $1,000 a month. You're going to inject yourself with this stuff. And when you stop taking it, you're going to gain all the weight back because you never changed anything.
yeah. No, I have friends who they're that's their drug now. They have to take it, otherwise they'll. And that was probably the goal to begin with, right? When they were selling it, like we
Well,
got to
then
get
and
people
then
hooked on this for life.
it makes you not hungry. So are you getting enough protein? Or are you just losing muscle mass? Is your weight loss because of muscle or is it because of fat? Because there's a big difference between those two things.
Yeah,
You
I've
start
seen it
losing
age
muscle,
people.
your
It's real trouble.
metabolism's going to tank.
Yeah, because those are thirsty thirsty cells, right? They suck
That's
up
right.
all the
Yep,
glucose.
exactly.
No, I've seen people. I think they call it Ozempic face, but there's a
Yep.
lot of people. It really ages them real
Oh,
fast. So
yeah.
it's a Faustian bargain, right? It's like okay,
It's,
you're going to be skinny, but it's going to add 20 years to your
yes,
face. So
that's
I
what
wonder if that's
happens to them.
reversible. Do you think it's reversible? I probably
Well,
right.
yeah, because I think it's just all the fat
Start
that just
eating
leaves their face.
healthy.
You know what even happens to me if I lose too much weight the good old fashioned way? My face gets sunken
Start
in
start looking a
and
little gaunt.
I look old, you know? So,
Got to have
yeah,
those baby cheeks.
we
Stay
could have
on
a
there.
whole podcast just on GLP-1s. I
Maybe
mean,
maybe that'll be the next one because I actually don't know that much about them.
oh,
I've just been following what other people have said and things. I haven't done much research into them, and I imagine it'll be similar to fen back in the day, right? Where all these lawsuits are going to happen, and
yeah.
who knows if it's going to end up being um, outlawed eventually because of all the horrible things it'll do to people 5-10 years down the road. But
We don't
now they've
know.
got a huge sample size. I guess we're about
That's
to
right.
find out.
We
Huh?
are.
We're
Yep.
going to get some statistically significant data one way or the other
That's exactly right.
real quick.
Yep.
Well, hey, thanks so much, Michael, for
Sure.
for talking with me and doing the podcast. And I want to put a link to your social media in the description below.
Okay.
But where can people find you?
So I'm on TikTok, pharmacist underscore Michael, and YouTube, same name. TikTok, I usually go live 3 to 4 times a week, usually in the evening, sometimes in the mornings, but
Wow,
usually in the evenings. And I answer people's questions about everything. I mean, people ask about their drugs, they ask about supplements, they ask about sleep. GLP-1s are a huge topic.
wow,
YouTube, I do more longer form videos on different drugs, different supplements, sometimes disease states. Um, I actually have one coming out today just on GLP-1 supplements. And is there really such a thing? The closest thing is berberine, but is berberine really as good as a GLP-1? And, it's 11 minutes long. It's definitely worth watching if you
that's
believe
awesome.
a lot of stuff that you see on TikTok. I try to teach people reality, right? Not hype, because there's so much hype in the supplement space. There's so much, and there's hype in the drug space too. You know,
Yeah. Oh,
there's
definitely.
no drug that doesn't have side effects. It's all about risk versus benefit. So if you're going to take something, if you're an insulin dependent diabetic and you don't take insulin, you're going to die, right? That's one end of the spectrum. But if you need to lose 10 pounds, should you really be taking a GLP-1 to do that? I would say no, because I think that the risks are too high. But it's it's really up to the doctor and the patient. But I try to give people information so they can make a better decision.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that sounds awesome. I love that you do a live thing because you can keep up to date on all the latest and greatest info. I'm going to try and tune into that. That sounds really cool. So you just do like a Q&A with people
Yep.
as you're going through. Wow.
Yep.
That's
Yep. And
really
they'll
cool.
ask me, should I take this supplement? Am I can't give them specific.
Medical advice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say no, you shouldn't be taking that unless it's a contraindicated. I
Just
don't do
give
that.
them the information
Right. And
and
then
let
a
them
lot
do
of
with it.
people send me messages. I mean, I get tons of messages, especially on TikTok every single day, comments, people send me their lab values. I mean, it's crazy. Some of the stuff that I see. And normally what I'll tell them is I would get a second opinion. I mean, that's an
Yeah.
easy thing, right? If I don't like what the doctor's doing, I'm not going to bash a doctor, especially when I don't know the patient, right?
Right. Right.
But if I see something that looks questionable, I'll just say, hey, it wouldn't hurt to get a second opinion if this isn't working for you. Or a lot of times they'll take these medications and they'll have these horrible side effects, and they'll be scared to tell the doctor that they're having them. And I say, that's their job. You have to tell them. They don't know unless you tell them.
Oh,
So it's just
yeah.
little things like that. People have white coat syndrome. They're scared of the doctors. They don't want to, they're afraid that if they tell them that something's not working, they'll put them on something worse, or they'll think that, they're drug seeking or whatever. So
Start cutting them
yeah,
open. Be like, you need surgery.
you never know.
You never know. Well, that's really cool. Yeah, it sounds like you already have a pretty big following, but no, that sounds like almost like Love Line back in the day, but that was more like sex related stuff. But yeah, people can call in and get good information. That's a really cool idea. That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
have almost 114,000 TikTok followers now.
Wow. Okay. Yeah,
Yep,
I'm not surprised. That's a really good idea. So,
been doing it
all
for a
right.
while.
Well, not not your first show.
Right.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Michael. And yeah, I'll put a link to that down in the description. And yeah, go check it out.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right.
Thanks for
Thanks so
having
much,
me.
Michael.
All right,
Bye.
bye.